All right there. Happy birthday or happy unbirthday to the March 12th souls. You are the visionary empath. And today we celebrate a birthday that is uniquely positioned at the intersection of deep emotional intelligence and pioneering vision. Those born today are often described as having high effective empathy. You don't just see how others feel, you feel it with them. You are the 12th day of the 12th sign in Pisces, making you an old soul who has absorbed the lessons of the entire zodiac. It's very unique. Your life's work isn't just about dreaming, it's about grounding your fantasies into a physical reality that heals and inspires. All right, what else can we say about this? Let's take an astrological deep dive, all right, about the duality of the fish. So, being a Pisces, you are the fish. Your ruling planets are traditionally Jupiter for abundance and growth, and modernly by Neptune, which is dreams and spirituality. This dual leadership gives you a blend of boundless kindness and deep, almost psychic creativity. Your March 12th signature, specifically in numerology, the number 12, often manifests as a search for balance between the masculine and feminine energies within. You are the connecting glue in relationships, acting as a natural mediator and mentor. So for your tarot associations, we've got your primary card, which is the Hanged Man, number 12. And as the 12th card of the major arcana, this represents your gift for alternative perspectives. While others rush around, you know the value of suspension, pausing to see a higher truth that others miss. Your zodiac card is the moon, so this card reflects your deep connection to the subconscious, dreams, and the unseen world. For the minor arcana, we've got the King of Cups, so this card represents the emotional maturity you strive for. A king whose throne sits on a calm sea, mastering his emotions rather than being drowned by them. So, to give you a little bit of a psychological edge here, on the coaching angle, I would say that your greatest challenge is emotional boundaries. Because you soak up energy like a sponge, you must practice radical self preservation. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You often have an eye for mysteries and would excel as an investigator, a healer, or an artist. Now, watch for a tendency toward escapism. So when the world feels too loud, don't just swim away. Use your grounding tools to stay present. So let's see, how about some birthday facts? All right, some famous birthday twins. You share this day with icons of performance and voice, including Liza Minnelli, James Taylor, and voice acting legend Frank Welker. All right, we've got a little bit of a mashup here with the deck. Now, some historical synchronicities. Did you know that Coca-Cola was first bottled in 1894 on March 12th? And the Girl Scouts were founded in 1912. You are in the company of firsts and foundations. Your healing crystal is the Veracite. This stone helps bring out your inner child and helps mend emotional wounds by leading you toward acceptance. And a mantra that I would like you to consider is this: I am a bridge between dreams and reality. I honor my sensitivity as a strength while maintaining the boundaries that keep me whole. So let's see what the tarot says for you. I've got the Witchy Cauldron deck, and I've mashed it up here with the Curiosity. So let's see what we've got for you. We'll take some cues from here first. All right, so we've got the Ten of Wands. You feel burdened here. There's Saturn, Sagittarius energy. You could be feeling overburdened or overloaded. Got responsibility, stress, problems. You feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders. Let's see, little Pisces. And if you've clicked on this and it's not your birthday, well, then it's your unbirthday. We've got backstabbed in the reverse. So you're dealing with, situation that in the past somebody backstabbed you. You felt backstabbed by somebody. And we have breaking free in reverse. So I'm going to set this over here with the 10 of Wands, because that would be about feeling burdened. Something in the past here. You need to be able to leave that where it was, because it's not in your present anymore. Let's clarify backstabbed. King of Swords. So you could have been backstabbed by a King of Swords. This could be significant to you. We've got Libra energy here, specifically with this King, air energy, Gemini, Aquarius. All right, somebody who should provide structure and routine, somebody who should be intelligent and rational. Now, if they've backstabbed you in the past, either this person did this to you, An air sign did. A King of Swords could have, but this could also represent the person that helped you get over this or explained things to you. All right. Somebody who maybe have taught you that you needed to be more detached about situations like this. We also have in reverse the secret affair. So, unfortunately, some of you could be familiar with somebody having an affair, and that could have been brought to light. It might have been brought to light by the King of Swords. Let's get another one here. This one flies over to the back, stabbed in reverse. Somebody might have exchanged money or some kind of financial incentive to do this to you. All right, where there's money, there's influence and power. You got to chase that down to figure out where it comes from. But here we've got a little bit of insight knowing that there could have been a King of Swords involved in this. And the backstabbing could have maybe missed you, missed the mark. Somebody's name could be Mark. We're going to take these together. Now we have the counterpart. It could have been a married couple that was involved in something like this. Now we've got the Queen of Swords. We've got Aquarius energy. So this could have been a person involved in the secret affair or in the attempted, let's say, hopefully backstabbing, which would have caused you some Ace of Cups in reverse moment. A Scorpio, Cancer energy, or Pisces could be involved here. And we also have the King of Wands, Aries energy, specifically fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, this is curious because we've got the 10 of Wands, the burden over here. And here we've got the 10 of Swords in reverse, Gemini energy. All right, so it's important to note that we've got the 10s on each side here, either side. Let's see what's going on with this. So you've been shaking this off, dropping the burden, and maybe even shaking those swords out of your back. So some of you, it may have missed the mark and it never did touch you, although it doesn't mean it wasn't hurtful with the Ace of Cups in reverse. It just means that, some of you may have experienced this and dealt with it. Interesting. Challenging the energy over here to the left with backstabbing and shady dealings, we've got the High Priestess. Number 2 could be significant here. But the High Priestess in reverse is somebody who is either not using the intuition or misused the intuition or misread somebody. This is where somebody was maybe perhaps biased against you, prejudiced against you in some way. Let's just get a couple more and then we're going to move on. We've got the 4 of Wands in reverse. So there could have been a community aspect to this as well. Again, Aries energy. Something was going on with this fire energy. Somebody was maybe trying to move you out of a community or push you out of the community. Your stability could have been threatened at this point. And we have an unsent text. So text messages could have been involved here. Somebody might have wanted to reach out to you in the community to let you know that somebody was working against you. All right. So let's move these aside and let's get into your tarot reading. And again, for those of you whose birthday it is not, you may be here just for the tarot reading portion of this birthday celebration or happy unbirthday. All right, I think we'll go to Hanson Roberts Tarot, and we're going to use all 4 decks at once. This just gives me an opportunity to get a bigger picture, and we get to see some of the characters repeat or see some of the information confirmed. All right. So we start off with the Ace of Pentacles. So you could be experiencing a new beginning because of whatever happened in the past, obviously. And as I go through these, you'll be able to confirm what you already know. None of this should be new unless I tell you something like this is a surprise or this is something that you may not be aware of. But a new beginning came forth nonetheless. All right. And again, the challenge, the 4 of Wands. The community somehow wanted to perhaps stop your new beginning as it relates to Pentacles. And, the community could be people that you know. It could be a friend group. It could be a work group, etc. But it would be, several people together. We'd call it the community. And in the foundation, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. So somebody could have wanted you to actively be engaged in some kind of battle with the community, or the community was losing steam and were trying to draw you into a battle. And perhaps you chose to not deal with it at all, which is what I suspect here. Fading influence. Six of Cups in reverse. You don't have good memories or good feelings about this. There's the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is something that you've healed from, which could have caused you some seriously sleepless nights. And at the crowning influence, we have the Fool. So you still chose to move forward and take a new beginning rather than calling it an L and taking a loss. We have challenging here in the near future. We've got the Seven of Cups. So somebody was trying to pull some wool over your eyes or trying to make it seem like it wasn't happening. Or maybe you were starting to feel crazy, or somebody said you were crazy in the community, that maybe your life was nothing but an illusion, or that you couldn't make a decision, or that you couldn't commit to something. Really, what I think was going on is none of the options here in the seven were any good. And you recognize that. Somebody trying to pull the illusion over your eyes. Look at that. And for the current situation, we do have, again, the Seven of Cups. That's why I like to use 4 decks at once. So somebody could have said that you didn't know how to choose, or that everything was an illusion, or you were delusional, but really it's what was happening. So whatever you think was happening, you're probably right. Clarify that card. What's the surrounding influence to it? Hanged Man in reverse. At some point, you recognized this and decided you weren't going to stick around or hang around to see what other nonsense people were going to come up with, because it's definitely community effort. We've seen that Four of Wands twice challenging you, and this could be very well work related. And you decided that if there were no options and you had to work with people like this, perhaps your fear was that you'd get stuck like that. I don't see you getting stuck, because we see you unstuck right here with the Hanged Man in reverse. And what is the outcome to this phase of it? Speed, movement, going forward, taking off, maybe getting in an airplane and leaving that way, or just traveling over some distance to get away from it, to put time and space between you and whatever this mess is here. What's the summary? Knight of Pentacles. You could feel that somebody took a financial opportunity away from you, or somehow blocked or impeded you from receiving news as it relates to finances. All right. Knight of Pentacles should have been an action coming towards you, somebody bringing you news of something related to your stability or to your finances, or an opportunity that would be work, career related. People can be so petty. All right, let's see. And here we go. Now we're moving into the phase of the King of Wands. This could be you or somebody else. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This would just be somebody who maybe sees how creative you are, sees the potential in you. What did they do? What was the challenge to them doing anything at all? Almost. Wow. Okay, yeah, we've got the Five of Cups in reverse. So somebody either couldn't act on your behalf or for you instead of you, because they were in some sadness, or maybe they were misled and told that you were too sad to function. It looks like you were functioning in another direction over here. As the foundation with the Five of Wands. 55 could be significant. You could be 55, something about 1955 or the 50s. We have the Star. You were out here healing while everybody else was fighting or bickering or just being petty. Competition here. All right. With that Six of Cups in reverse, we have the Five of Swords. Angel number 555 is significant here. So you are fully aware that someone stole from you, whether that was an opportunity or attempted to steal your reputation, if you want to see it that way. Somebody was doing it right there in the open. But with the Fool, we also have the Strength card. You persevered through whatever this was by possibly just looking the other way and allowing people to play games with that Five of Wands energy. And we're going to take this because I see it again. You found your stability despite the fact we've seen this now 3 times. We've got the Four of Wands. You found a new community. You found your own stability. Angel number 444 is significant to you here. Well, let's take them. We've got the Moon in reverse. The illusions were shattered. You saw right through this. And, eclipses could have been significant here, or lunations. You were able to capture good news of some kind anyway. And it was probably something that you were able to manifest yourself, because I see you self-actualizing, self-motivating, taking advantage of the energy, whether it was good or bad. You used it to propel you forward. And that's what everybody else saw. Probably they were gossiping about that too. Like, wow, this person just kind of bolted out of the blue. Well, and so you did. Into the wild blue yonder. All right, let's see. With the Three of Pentacles, something that was literally designed and engineered. Maybe social engineering could be significant here, as well as social media, that kind of thing. But it was designed to upset you. But I see that you did not dwell there. You worked on something yourself by deciding not to work with these people in whatever way, whether community involvement or just living there. Clarifying the Eight of Wands. You ended it by taking off, moving. Some of you may have literally physically moved. You ended a complete cycle. You said, I'm not going to sit here and let these people fray at the edges of my completion. I create the completion. I create the closure. I'm responsible for myself. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Definitely. This was a situation where somebody was trying to make it difficult for you to either make a living or for you to get news, good news of some kind. This was about either work or finances, something about what you can buy with the money that you make. All right. There's some real estate emphasis here as well. It doesn't have to mean that you own real estate. It could have just been where you were renting. Six of Pentacles in reverse, so that lets me know that for sure this was not a reciprocal environment for you. You weren't going to get what you gave, and nobody was going to give to you the same. It was going to be unbalanced, unequally yoked. This was going to be unfair, but karma, Six of Pentacles. All right, let's see. Moving forward into this next energy. You ended it. There we go. We've got the Death card. You put a stop to it all and transformed and decided that if in the location or the job or the scenario, whatever this is, you decided that you would not only put an end to it and complete the cycle, finish the contract, finish the project, finish whatever this was, but you'd also create the ending so that you could transform. All right. And the challenge here is the Three of Wands. And you maybe didn't know exactly where that fourth wand was going to come from, but you knew that if you just kept your chin up, something would be on the horizon soon enough. Although somebody would have really liked to stop that from happening. I don't think that happened. So let's see what the cards have to say about that. All right, in the foundation with the healing star, Aquarius energy. And there we go again. Six of Pentacles again. 66 could be significant. Somebody born in 1966 could have been working against you. And somebody could have been 66 years old that was involved in this as well. Fading influence, Five of Swords in the upright. Let's elaborate on that. Somebody was trying to fight you the whole damn way. So somebody really just wanted to make things difficult for you. And there you were at the top of the hill, keeping them down, keeping them at bay. All right. San Francisco Bay could be significant, or you could be from San Francisco or a bay. And now we've got the King of Cups in the upright, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy here at the top of the reading. So there could have been another male. There could have been two males. They're in the upright, so I can't say that they were causing you the problem. It seems like the King of Wands knew what was going on and did nothing to be able to assist in this. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Chariot. You don't even realize not only how far you've come, but how far you're going to go. You made good decisions here. Four of Wands. Tell us more about that. Well, somebody tried to stop that too. You could have been having vehicle troubles, or it could be that transportation or moving forward just became challenging for you. That's what people wanted for you. I see that as a projection. All right, let's see. Clarifying the Moon. Wow. Okay, Queen of Cups. All right. You could be in a new relationship. This could be an existing relationship. Either way, this is your counterpart. Pisces, you work really well with another water sign because you understand each other. I always like to see the pairing of Pisces and Scorpio because it all depends, of course, on the decan, and, a lot more goes into this. But in general, I like to see water signs together. It doesn't, in my opinion, create too much water and everybody gets over emotional. I see more of an intuitive bond and people being more respectful of each other's feelings, thoughts and feelings here. So you were able to see past what this is using your intuition very likely. Clarifying the Page of Wands. We've got the Four of Swords in a challenging position here. So you had to take some time to rest, or maybe you took a little bit of a vacation or sabbatical or just some time off to recover from the energy expenditure here in the past. Hopes and fears, 9 of swords. There it is. We've got, again, the 3 of wands in reverse. Seems like you were afraid, again, that there were going to be opportunities you were afraid to miss or that they wouldn't come in. I don't see that that's happened, or that if you're still in a state of not seeing what you're going to do next, bottom of the deck, somebody would like a cycle to be incomplete. That's not going to happen. You've already closed this off. We see that with the world in the upright and with the death card in the upright, and with the world, hermit in reverse. You're coming out now. You spent enough time in your introspective mood to be able to think about this, turn it over every which way, make sense of it, learn something from it. And look who we have here again. We've got the Chariot in reverse. Somebody trying to block you, you moving forward. All right, let's see. What's the summary here? Wheel of Fortune. It wanted to be challenged a little bit, but either way, I see it in the upright, especially since we have the world in the upright, the death in the upright. It would make sense that the Wheel of Fortune is in the upright. The month of October could be significant. The 10th of any month could be significant here, but this is excellent news because either way, this is a card that just means, I mean, no matter how you flip it, destiny is always going to take precedence here. All right, let's move it forward and see if there's anything else that we need to know, anything that would be of interest to you, anything that would help you along your journey now that you've healed, you've ended cycles. Remember, leave everything in the past where it belongs, right? It doesn't belong. The past does not belong in the present. Frenemy is significant. Again, you've got Aquarius energy, you've got the healing energy, timing, astrological or otherwise, is significant here. Very good. And see what I mean? The Sun card, not a challenge. All right, here we go. You are moving forward. You are doing really well. Let's see if anything else wants to have a say. As a challenge, it was in the upright, wanted to turn 10 of wands. So now you carry only your burdens, those that are worth it to you. You're not going to carry other people's burdens. You're not going to bother with their mischief. All right. Fading influence. Wanted to be a challenge, 10 of Pentacles. You're setting up here for legacy or for permanence and stability, even long-term wealth and health. Pentacles also represent your physical body, your physical health. All right, let's see, clarifying the King of Cups in the upright. You may have found that there was an incongruity or there was an incompatibility with somebody here that's at the top of the chart. Now, this doesn't have to mean that the King of Pentacles, or excuse me, Pentacles, I didn't mean to say that. We don't have a King of Pentacles here. Maybe you were incompatible with the King of Pentacles, but, you know, of course, we'd naturally, our eyes would be drawn to the King of Cups in the upright and the Queen of Cups. But you could just be reflecting on the fact that something here was not compatible for you in the past, because that's the burden that you dropped. Let's see what else comes of this. Moving from the Two of Cups to the Chariot in reverse. Projections, projections, projections. People projecting their unhappiness and their dis-ease onto you where it doesn't belong. A choice. Some of you, if you're in a relationship now that you're not happy with, this is the indication that if you feel like this isn't the correct choice, you're probably right. Let's see. Moving forward, clarifying the Queen of Cups. The King and the Queen of Cups can also be siblings. Definitely somebody is in a relationship situation that they are not happy with. Let's see, maybe it's because you want to, wouldn't you know it? Somebody wants to return to the past. Somebody would like to transition back to the past or the past semblance of some specific happiness in relationships. Interesting. Maybe what's happening here is that somebody's got their eyes on returning to the past as it relates to a romantic relationship. Could be a business relationship as well. There'd have to be, oh, yeah, we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. For some of you, it really is that you are dealing with another water sign. And this water sign, either you would like to return to the water sign and you think that she's going to be disagreeable to this, because we also have the Eight of Cups in reverse, somebody trying to return. We're going to have to look at this a little more deeply here, because I think that this King and Queen of Cups is a relationship that fell apart at some point in the past. Somebody made a decision that they're not happy with, or something. Hang on just a second. Boy, I know that I'm going to get news about this from you guys writing me. I haven't been able to get to email, but I will get to that. And remember, it takes me a little while, especially if you write me on other platforms, to see those messages. I'm going to be hearing about people saying, no, I really want to return to that person from the past. And what I'm afraid of is that the Queen of Cups is going to be disagreeable and will not want me back. This could be, sun rising, moon sign. You'll have to place that word applies. Doesn't have to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's just a very nurturing bond that was present at some point. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune and Destiny. Somebody would really like to make that happen. All right, I'm going to clear the deck a little bit here. And I'm going to push these aside just so that we can switch decks and see a little bit more. Specifically about love, let's see what's going on with that King and Queen of Cups storyline. Well, somebody feels out in the cold. Angel number 5555 could be significant here, or the numbers 5555. A couple of people could be in their 50s and somebody's longing for somebody. Somebody wants to come back home. Somebody wants to come back inside. Somebody wants to feel the warmth of a person once upon a time. Let's see, what challenge is this? Well. We have the King of Wands, so there's a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is here. This could be another person who's, got the idea. Because remember, I don't remember. Oh, yeah, here he is. We saw this individual who was already in your life at some point. He just saw something and didn't say something. He kind of stood by. So maybe he's challenged about the Queen of Cups and a King of Cups coming toward her is what it looks like to me. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, let us know. It's a love story. All right, because somebody wants to pull back the curtain and reveal themselves. Let's see who wants to do that. Clarifying the To All Believers card, which is native to the Hanson-Roberts Tarot. Somebody wants to reveal the secrets. Remember, we saw the moon in reverse in this position here. The King of Wands has a secret that he wants to reveal. He didn't reveal it in the past, or it's going to be revealed in some unnatural way. Maybe the King of Wands wants to approach before you get word or wind of something. Something is on the wind. All right, let's see. Fading influence. Somebody has not healed from you. Very likely. I'm going to have to put it that way. For those of you that are single, this is a love story, and this is about somebody who has not healed in some way. Could be an Aquarius energy, but we're staring here at the King of Wands. Somebody who's very action-oriented, somebody who kind of sometimes flies by the seat of their pants. And the challenging here, it's like not that they're completely in the reverse. They haven't shown up that way, but they are somehow challenged and trying to come forward to you. And look at, we saw the Five of Swords before. All right, so somebody feels like they missed an opportunity with you. That's what I'm telling you. Or that it was stolen from them. Somehow stealing something from someone, and it seems like it's a stealing of someone from someone else. All right, let's see. What happened here? What's the crap? Wow, I didn't even get to say that. Just bear in mind that we've got the other To All Believers card here at the bottom and the Two of Pentacles. Somebody made a poor choice. All right, what is this card? And a cycle is now closed. You saw that card too. King of Wands is feeling uncomfortable with the fact that you have closed out a cycle. And it could relate to the community, or it could just be a separate love story here. Maybe you moved away from an area where they had access to you, but they never made a move. And now you've moved and they don't have access to you. All right, continue, Spirit. Archangel Sandalphone could be significant to you. Oh, wow. Well, somebody wants to come in and say, look, I'm the emperor, though. Somebody wants to come in and say, and this is Aries energy, by the way. Somebody wants to come in and say, look, I'm the emperor, though. I didn't speak up before because I couldn't, or maybe the community was mixed in with the job and the pentacles and I didn't feel comfortable. I couldn't move forward, or somebody was also pulling wool over my eyes. Okay, they want to say, but I can see. Let's see. Somebody's vision could have an issue. Somebody could have been experiencing issues with vision, significant issues, not just your usual vision changes. All right. Changes here. The emperor wants to come in and say, I am the king of wands, but look, I'm an emperor. I didn't tell you that I'm an emperor because I didn't want you to know. I couldn't reveal myself, reveal to all believers, reveal moon in reverse. All right, let's see. What a curious story. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, let's see. Somebody's an excellent cook. All right. Just needed to let you know that. All right. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse because somebody was watching it, but they never took any action. The Emperor saying, I needed to collect my information. I needed to do my work in the shadows. Somebody was on a mission gathering mission. All right. Let's see. What about the mission of the gathering mission? Sounds redundant. Somebody's redundant. All right. So look. And somebody tried to pull one over on the King of Wands, who is also the Emperor. This is the same person. Somebody was trying to tell them that you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or that you're delusional or deluded in some way. All right. That you don't see things realistically, that you're up in the clouds. Okay. So are the birds. Let's see. Birds are significant to you, perhaps? Yeah, look, here we go again. We've got we've got the Two of Pentacles. Somebody made a poor decision. Maybe it was an issue with that Wheel of Fortune card of not acting in a timely manner or letting something go too far. Maybe the emperor was busy with all of these people here in some way, an emperor could be anybody. This is somebody who's in charge. This is somebody who's a leader who you don't know this. They want a new beginning with you. They want to begin something with you. They want to plant a seed with you and see if it will grow. Oh, gosh. It's just funny to me. That's why using 4 decks is a lot of fun. We've got the Emperor in reverse as the outcome. So let me tell you something. Well, hang on. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm getting wild energy here. Okay, it turned itself over. Somebody doesn't want to tell you what they're doing. Somebody doesn't want you to know what they're doing. We're going to pull another card because, of course, we're going to. All right, let's see. They see you alone, single out there, good looking. For those of you that are open to love, it means that you are single. So you're out there taking care of yourself, making your own pentacles because people are trying to cock block your pentacles over here. But I'm going to warn you about something. And unless we're going to do one more pass, and unless these cards prove otherwise, the King of Wands that keeps showing up having taken no action, Mr. Daredevil here, because this is a person who could be quite reckless, thrill seeker. Look at. It's like they don't want a new beginning with you. They want to start something all over. This is somebody that you might very well know. And they are a King of Wands. I'm going to help them out. Let's tilt them. Let's give them a tilt here because I'm not feeling so confident that this is just your average King of Wands. Because now he's showing up as the Emperor and the Emperor in reverse. This person could have an issue with their mind. Or what you're afraid of is that somebody would come in and juggle. Well, we do have the juggling card. Person coming towards you might not even be single. Emperor in reverse, they might be a King of Wands in reverse trying to present as the king, or excuse me, the Emperor in the upright. But they're not. All right, let's try it. One more pass over here. Oh, my. The Passover could be significant. Something about April 18th through the 22nd is significant. Okay, that's pretty specific. All right. Let's see. 1973 is significant. See if I see anything else. 1961, or somebody is 61. All right, try it one more time. Oh my gosh. Ermagerd, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Let's just see what happens. I'm not going to say anything because I don't actually know what she's doing there. Wow. Okay, all the way over here. Woo! Nothing to see here. Okay, so we have the Strength card. Okay, this is you. You're showing up now as the Queen of Pentacles in the Nine of Pentacles mode, and you've got the Strength card. We saw that before, and that's how I know that it's you. All right, whoops. What's in the foundation here? They just think that that somehow you're out of their league. They can't approach. Somebody can't make the approach. Somebody isn't going to stick that landing. It's just not going to work, and they know it. Oh, okay, yeah, look, because justice is in reverse. This is somebody that you know. And now you're to somebody that I used to know. Okay, so we've got the initial K here, Kimbra. The initial G is significant too. Somebody could be a closet mason somewhere. I'm not sure. I just was told to say that. So we have the Justice card in reverse. This is somebody who caused you a grave injustice, and now they're experiencing the back end of that. They're getting the backfire because you have alchemized this. Not only have you healed, even though people didn't want you to heal, but we've got this. They're unhealed, and you're the one that's healed. And worse for them, you're the healer. Okay, let's see. And I'm not talking like a healer, like you're a physical therapist or a massage therapist. I'm talking about something way, way above that. I'm talking about somebody who's a spiritual healer. All right, let's see. Whoa, yeah, look. But please let me have another beginning. I want to bring you this wand. Okay, dude. All right, let's see. All right, emperor, who's the fake emperor, who's trying to impersonate an emperor. They would like to come in and not tell you about their sleepless nights, about the problems they're experiencing, about their anxieties. Okay, so they've got some wounds that they're not healing. This is a person who does not self-soothe or take the necessary steps to heal themselves. All right, Page of Swords in reverse. But they want to bring you more of that news and more of these wands. You know, the wands don't have to mean anything sexual. I mean, although somebody could be lusting after you. I mean, that's a great potential with so many, Seven of Cups rolling around here. 777 is significant for you too. Rolling, rolling, rolling. All right, let's see. Somebody has a Rottweiler, or it looks like a Rottweiler. It could be a German Shepherd crossed with a Rottweiler. Okay. All right. Let's see. Clarifying Seven of Cups. Yeah, they're like, but I can do this. Because what they want to let you know is that even though they're feeling like the emperor in reverse, and they know that they're an emperor in reverse, they want to portray themselves. They want to present as the emperor in the upright, but it's going to take them a whole lot of magic. Okay. They're going to have to really work on that. The thing is, why don't they come to you without showing up as the emperor in reverse? That means that they're not done with some kind of healing, or, maybe they don't know how to. Yeah, look at, here we go again. Now we've got, here we go again. I'm telling you, this is somebody you already know. We have the Fool in reverse. They didn't take that leap of faith with you before, and it seems like they're too chicken to take the leap now without having to portray themselves as somebody else just to get that Six of Wands victory. This is this is for some kind of public recognition, or somebody feels like you fit the right image, or that somehow their image would be either, I almost said restored. Somebody's image could have really suffered here. Somebody could have some issues. All right, let's see. Do you believe this? Because you got to believe this. There it is. They need this victory. I don't know if it's because it's going to make them feel better. I don't know how you could be of two minds, of two personas, of two masks, or struggling. Maybe, okay, so in all fairness, I have to say, you see this person as an emperor in reverse if you already know who this person is or who they might be. Maybe they really want to present as that emperor in the upright, but they're not healed as evidenced by the star in the reverse. Maybe they're not healed over you and they want some healing, and they don't even want you to know how hurt they are over you in some way. But isn't it about being vulnerable? Isn't it about being honest? When a person is concealing emotions in a very delicate situation like a relationship, there's a lot to worry about. Somebody is really worried about this. Okay, we've got somebody who just feels like they don't know how else they can put in the work. They're really tired. They feel like you're their sunshine and they don't have you because you gone. All right, let's see. One more pass over this. All right, let's see. Try it again. The initial T is significant here. Terry, Teresa. All right. Terrence. Okay, yeah. This is what they want. They want to say, hey, look, I've got 9 cups. I need you to be my 10th. The 10th of any month, October, is significant as well. All right, let's see. I'm just not even convinced that this person, well, we don't have any evidence that they are not single, but I'm also not seeing the Empress here, which would have made me feel better for you. All right, I'm going to analyze everything to death. You know that. Oh, crap. Yeah, because they're having a tower moment. Now, this doesn't have to be that their whole world is collapsing, but in a way, what it means, if you've got, a dichotomy like this, you got the 9 of cups, but the tower is a challenge. It could be that they're having a sudden awakening about you, a kind of all-consuming epiphany. All right. Somebody's name is Stephanie. All right, wow. Okay, yeah. Look at, they're just not getting. They might have sent out the spies, with that Page of Swords in reverse, with the Page of Wands that we've seen a couple of times. They could have sent people out to come check out and see what you're doing, and then they find out, oh my gosh, people could be reporting, well, that you're single and that you're available and you're out there living life. And that's making them unhappy because they can't get a message to you or feel like they can't reach you or can't find you. Or, there's something here about trying to get messages to you, or they feel like they can't because they already believe they know how you will respond. Well, then that sounds like a guilty conscience, don't you think? All right, let's see, because why would you be so intimidated? All right, here we go. You could be intimidating. 8 of Cups, wanting to return. I can't even make this up. Wanting to return. Holy cow. Holy smokes. All right. Maybe this is somebody you smoked with. I'm not sure here. Wow. I know what that is. Yeah, look at that. They want to correct this. They feel they need to take the injustice they created for you, and now they want to make it right. Well, somebody's got some high hopes here. Okay. Just what makes that little old ant think he can move that rubber tree plant when everyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant. Somebody's got high hopes, all right? Can't blame them. Look at their try. I picture somebody with like the death grip on a wheel driving toward you, like, just trying to, the death grip, trying to fight themselves while they're trying to drive towards you. They're trying to, like, you gotta do it. Fight the temptation to turn back around, and I don't want to be a coward. I'm gonna go. They've got the death grip on the wheel of fortune. They're trying to turn that in their favor, even if they have to use brute strength. Somebody could be a brute. Somebody's name could be Brutus. All right, let's see. Brute. But be careful. Because there's difficulty. It's a challenge for them to tell the truth. Why so much challenge? Why difficulty in being honest? Lord, have mercy. All right, why? Somebody's name could be Mercy. Somebody's first, middle, or last could be why. I'm going to do that. Let's play the word association game. All right, here we go. Magician. I am challenged by this. I'm thinking, the reality is I don't even know if you can be honest. I don't know if you've got an honest bone in your body. Okay, this is, that's the Ace of Swords in reverse. There's a block to the truth there. Now, yeah, oh, crap. I knew it. Okay, so look, it landed on the tower. They're not healing, but there's one sword too many in there, for a love reading. I'm not saying that it has to be that they're still mixed up with somebody else, but God forbid they come toward you because somebody else that they chose instead of you, somebody who was trying to be you, or somebody that they tried to replace you with, hoping that they could get over you, they didn't. Why can they not move on to go heal themselves and come back another day? Like, rain, rain, go away. Please come back another day. Somebody's name could be Rain. This is like a reign of terror here. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't look like a reign of terror. This just looks like a very uncomfortable love story. It's a lot of dramatics here. We've got a lot of gotta return. I gotta return. I'm going to clutch that wheel. I've got to go. All right. Somebody's just like driving like hell, like a bat out of hell. Bats are significant here. Rombacardi is significant here. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh. And wouldn't you know it? It's that 5 of Pentacles again. People are in their 50s here. These are some people that are older. Now if you're younger, this is an old story. Okay, so what are they going to do? They want to return. They feel like you're not going to let them back in or you won't open the door. You know, we've got lots of fives, lots of changing energy here, lots of changing energy here. They don't want to be sad anymore. Maybe they think you're sad, but I haven't seen that. And that's a lot of cards out here. All right, let's move this over and try just a few more cards just for you, okay? Somebody speaks Portuguese. Somebody speaks Portuguese. Somebody speaks Portuguese. I almost couldn't get that out of my mouth. And there's that Empress. What did I tell you? I hadn't seen the Empress. You know what? I would be very cautious. Excuse me. And the reason why is because I said we didn't see that Empress. I was also questioning, and I said I didn't think this person was single, and I didn't like that Three of Swords. You know, they could come to you saying that, you know, an Empress cheated on them. Mortal Kombat, you know, everybody's fighting. Oh my goodness. And do you even want the drama here? Only you can answer that. The tarot is only telling the story. I'm just interpreting the cards best I can. Mortal Kombat. Somebody's been hurt. Somebody can't heal. All right, hang on a second. Mortal Kombat. You know, if I look at the Justice card and I think of the Empress, you know, somebody could have been in law enforcement, in the judicial system. We saw the Chariot card a few times. Somebody could have been in the military. This Empress could have cheated on somebody when they were deployed. You know, so, okay, so this person could have some wounds, and it didn't even have to be this Empress that they chose you instead of you. Tried to replace you with a false Empress when you were the Empress. You know, flip and switch the roles, you guys. Somebody's had some significant issues with their mental health. You know, the Justice card doesn't appear unless an injustice has occurred, because justice is fair and justice brings balance. Libra energy. Oh, okay, I don't know, you know, I can throw it out there and say it could be a Libra has cheated on this individual, and the Libra is the Empress, and somebody was in Mortal Kombat. You know, maybe somebody was deployed, or it doesn't even have to be deployed, okay? Chariot card could mean anything. You know, maybe somebody was working, you know, like a beat cop, or, you know, I'm getting video game references, you know, take that as you will. I'm getting Call of Duty now. I'm getting Special Ops. Okay, so somebody was away. I'm just going to say that somebody was away, and an Empress in reverse did this person dirty. Really dirty. I mean, that's an Empress. That could be a mother. There could be, you know, children born out of wedlock, or children with indeterminate ancestry. Let's just call it what it is. Somebody could have children that didn't belong to them or something like that. And with the Justice card, it's been corrected. You know, it's been made fair. It's, you know, you have to leave the past wherever it was, wherever it happened. You can't live like that forever. This man really is fighting hard to demonstrate that he is the emperor, though. I mean, I feel a lot of pain, you know, with this person. A lot of wounding. I'm not asking you to feel sorry for this person, because I don't know if you should. You know, because this a person appears of two minds, or, you know, let's help a guy out. Okay, so he's trying to be the emperor in the upright. Everybody deserves a second chance. So we don't give people third chances. So I mean, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. All right, let's see. Somebody could have fooled you twice. All right. Oh, God, Lord, have mercy. Baby Jesus. Okay, so we got a Christian here. I don't say that in a mocking way, because Jesus has saved me. You know, I was saying in another reading, there could be another reading tied to this, but I can't remember it, where, you know, I did my Holy Communion when I was 10. I've been married to Jesus since I was 10. A lot of people have done me dirty in a lot of different ways. but I've never let it cause me to become a different person or to sit in that regret or resentment, no matter what anybody has ever stolen from me or whatever they did to me, because you move through it. It's a process. It can take time. It doesn't mean that we don't think of these things now and then. But at some point, we have to forget about that. This Empress in reverse was some kind of weird, disgusting temptation. There was something lewd and lascivious going on here. I don't really see, because with major arcana cards, you can't really time them, unless we were to go over this over and over to try to see how long ago something did or did not occur, based on, it would all be speculation. This person is really fighting hard, but, we've seen the Magician in a challenging situation for them. They're having a hard time believing in themselves. Maybe they don't believe that, a Queen of Cups is ever going to take them back. Maybe after something that they did with an Empress in the reverse, even considering that, we've seen that poor choice card. Somebody made a poor choice. They, could very well have selected somebody over you when they could have been the King of Cups and you would have been that Queen of Cups. But they chose, remember we saw the Queen of Cups in reverse, and I interpreted that as saying that you weren't going to take them back, that you would be averse to them. I think that when we saw the Two of Cups in reverse, what they really wanted to explain is that they made a poor decision and they went to a false Empress here who could have cheated on them when they were away at work. Or maybe they were already wounded and somebody cheated on them in some past situation, maybe long ago and far away, but they never healed from that, which already caused an imbalance. All right. So a fracture in the mind. That's making me sad. But they're having difficulty speaking. They're having difficulty speaking their truth or telling you the truth. And it could be with the Moon card in reverse. They almost are paralyzed. They don't know. Maybe they were conditioned to not feel. Either they were conditioned to, a mother wound. Okay, Empress in reverse is also the mother wound. Maybe they didn't have a very good mother. Maybe they didn't have a mother that encouraged them to express themselves and to just, get it out there, talk about it. Maybe they had a very judgmental quid pro quo mother. I will only show you affection or give you verbal praise, which probably was limited. Somebody had a very selfish mother. Somebody had a mother that would rather die than to show love in the right way. Some people should never have been mothers. I mean, that's true. I'm always going to say that there are people that should never give birth, but they do. You've shown up as the Queen of Cups twice. All right, I'm gonna tell you what I think here. Let me just get a couple of cards here. Somebody definitely could have been law enforcement. Somebody could have been a fireman. Somebody could have been a paramedic. Somebody could have been a pilot. There's so many things that the Chariot is. It's about forward movement and going fast. Somebody could have been in the military. Something happened here when this person was in the military. I got that. They just said, yes, bingo. Okay, that's a Ringo Starr is significant. The initials R and S are significant. Holy Christ. Like sometimes, all right, Holy Spirit. Let me get a few cards here and we're going to wrap this up. This was a Longotello. Okay, let's see. I want a cup of coffee. Somebody likes to drink coffee. Somebody has a French press or a psh, 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 whatever that means. All right, let's see. I want a cup of coffee. Somebody really wants to drop a burden. I don't know what that burden is. They want to drop it. They almost want to just say, please, just can I drop this right here and can I just be me? Well, then who are you? Are you the King of Cups? Are you the King of Wands? Are you the Emperor upright? Or are you the Emperor reverse? Are you trying to become the magician in your own life? Let's see. It's making me very sad. I don't want to feel sad. I feel sad for this person. I do. I really do. I do. I do. Somebody said I do. Maybe they said I do to the wrong person and got themselves trapped up with some Empress in the reverse. Oh my God. Okay, I just heard something I have to honor. The mark of the beast. Okay, so take that as you will. It doesn't have to be that they got hooked up with the Antichrist, but the mark of the beast. It's something about the mark of the beast. Yeah. You know, really, they might even be the Knight of Pentacles. You know, maybe they just are. Remember that I said King of Pentacles, and that King of Pentacles has not shown up at all. Maybe they appear to be the King of Pentacles, but in truth, you know, this is a person who's pretty mixed up. Wow, I didn't know this was going to be so heavy. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. You know, we've seen this. I want to come home. 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 Let me in. Let me in. I want to come home. Let me talk to you. But the speech is blocked. Somebody could be having some lung issues, some breathing issues. There's a health issue with this person. I want to come home. Somebody's 55, born in 1955, or something happened when, you know, I'm not sure. Let's just leave that here. I mean, they're struggling with that. I want to come home. Well, there's two cards. Well, where is home? This is a person who could live in two places, or they're a wizard and they know how to bilocate. Okay, something's going on. Somebody's name is Andrew. All right. Just go with the flow. Yeah, look at, we've got this Ace of Cups. Like they don't know, is it upside down? Is it upright? And go with the flow. Somebody's name is Florence. Somebody's name is Flo. All right, here we go. Go with the flow. Flojo. Somebody's name is Florence Griffith Joyner. I just got the whole name. Your name is in somebody's mouth. I mean, and if it's not on their tongue, it's on their mind. If it's not on the mind, on the tongue, it looks like you have penetrated this person. It's like as if you got in there, you got into this person. And that would be normal for most of us, right? If you know what a healthy relationship feels like, a loving relationship, that's what happens. You kind of blend. You remain autonomous individuals, but you do blend. That's what chemistry does. They want to not only drop those 10 wands, they want to drop their guard. Okay, so this is a person who might be ready to talk, but Lord, I have not seen, you know, if I could just see that Ace of Swords. Yeah, look, oh gosh, oh boy, okay. All right, so they might want to come tell you that they can't tell you, they can't really say everything because this person is married or wants to marry you. But I get the feeling that this person has already married this Empress in reverse. So I'm actually going to put it in the upright. Let's honor that. You know, somebody didn't honor their commitment here, or something weird about this commitment, though. Oh, Lord. Yeah, look at Mark of the Beast. We've got the devil right there. Something was wrong. Okay, let's see. Yeah, somebody's thinking about it. Now let's cover up the devil. I don't want to see his stupid ass. All right, look at, somebody was not able to make a good decision or failed to make a good decision, refused to see what was right in front of their face. Two of Swords. All right, let's just go. Oof. Somebody wants to release. Somebody wants to let something go. All right, this is a mess. All right, let's see. I don't know. It's like looks challenging, but it's so easy to read. That's why I like you guys to be able to see the whole story here so you could read it with me as I read it to you. That way, if you know something I don't know, let's take another slice of these. Somebody wants to take another slice of something. All right. Yeah. You know, we've seen all the kings here. This person may be a jack of all trades. Somebody's name could be Jack. The initial J could be significant. This could be a person who knows how to do everything. But if you notice, they're facing the wrong direction or the opposite direction. What I'm going to tell you is that you've got a person here whose greatest difficulty, greatest challenge in life is dealing with the real issue. They cannot face themselves, and I don't know why. The only thing I can get here is that, I don't know, maybe it's easy for me to say, okay, so you're wounded. Lots of people get wounded. Okay, so you're betrayed, or, you know, somebody gave birth to Rosemary's baby. Somebody's name is Rosemary. But really, if you try to make sense of it, I guess it's easy for me to say, well, look at, they think that you're just, the cat's meow. Somebody's cat's meowing. Okay, they think that you two are compatible, all right? Somehow, even if you're like, no, Rita, we were so different, it was unbelievable. We were just night and day. Well, the night and day go hand in hand. One cannot be present without the other. Or if you say, oh, there's just no way, he's fire, I'm water. Well, you have to have one or you don't have the other. Something about feng shui and the productive cycle. Something about feng shui. The initials F or S could be significant here. Somebody's name could be Feng. All right, let's see. Let's move it on. Let's get some omens for you because this is a Longotello. My goodness. Wow, gosh, darn it. Like all of it. They want all of you, I have a good time all on my own. I'm so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so we've got a man who's deep in thoughts. The color red is significant, or he has a headache too. This is a person who's maybe this could be an older person. Remember, I said that somebody's 55 or 1955. It's something like this. Somebody's on the older side here. You guys will know what to do with this. You could face plant with it. I can only read the cards. And we have somebody who wants to get a message to you. But the way he's holding his head, it's like all in your mind. Although I did say somebody who's had that death grip on that frickin' wheel, trying to get to you. Watch that door. Okay, so we have the room card. There's the empty chair. I think that this person, for many of you, this person is already in a car trying to find you, trying to get to you. I think that, they're going to go to the place where they remember you to be. You, obviously, if they're trying to get snail mail to you, you're not in communication with this individual. Now, of course, it's just a card. It could represent anything. It could be email. Yeah, because they see you as their friend. Oh, I'm getting adamant. Somebody's name could be Adam. 1 Adam 12. Okay. Friend or foe. Okay, so I'm thinking about adamant here. Somebody's aunt is significant here. Oh, Lord. All right, let's see. Challenged. This man is not well. This man is not well. Rebecca, Mecca, no, Rebecca. I can't catch it. Okay, so somebody caught something or they're not well. It's like they could know a lot of people, but they don't have a friend. And maybe they feel that you're the only friend they can trust. Or maybe the only friend that would tell them the truth when they can't tell themselves the truth. Lord have mercy. Wow, this one's crazy. This is heavy. All right, so heavy. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So something's really going on. Because this is the misfortune card, which to me looks like the tower card, right? They could want to tell you that their whole life is changing and not in a good way. There could be a health issue here. Yeah, look at, they're losing hope. Got the hope card. They're losing hope that they won't ever be able to connect with you again. And maybe so. I mean, maybe some of you are going to tell me that you would never let somebody like this back in your life. If it's somebody that you had some experience with, because this wouldn't be so heavy if it were somebody that you didn't know at all, that you didn't know from Sam or Saul. The initial S is significant. Sam, Saul, Samantha, Paul, Sam, Saul, Suzanne, Summers. All right, let's see. Let's get a few more. They want to bring you a gift. Okay, if this person does reach the beach, the fix, all right, is significant here. That's an album. All right, that's from the 80s. Somebody like has resonance with that period. They're a widower or they've lost somebody significant in their family, and somehow, even if this was like a toxic mother figure, because it could be the wife or the mother figure, with the Empress energy, she is a wife or a mother. They are so rattled. But there's more to it. They just have never told you this. They want to let you know that they did marry somebody. They married somebody, or, I find it hard to believe that they're coming in to marry you with all those cards that look like they're already married. Somebody's trying to come in to tell you that they've made this mistake and they've married. Well, why would they want to come in and tell you that? Maybe that's why they don't want to tell you. They've been talking to their priest, if they're a Catholic or a pastor. Could be a rabbi, right? Somebody could be Jewish or the initial J, Jew. Right. Or the name Jew, J-U, is significant here. Oh, yeah. They're not ready to transform. They're not well. And there's definitely something here they're resisting. There is a medical diagnosis with this individual because this is the doctor card. Now, I don't know if they're going to tell you what this is because it's also in the reverse. It could be that they don't need a doctor anymore or that a doctor's services are not necessary. Let's get you a romance angel because that was completely a community, in turmoil, and somebody else who's it's like you got a few people in love with you, or this person, I could easily say that there's two people, and this guy here may be, flip and switch the gender roles, may be very upset about that, or maybe they already know that you are moved on. Because we have attraction in reverse, they could feel that you don't have an attraction to them anymore, or maybe they felt that, bond was severed, what could have been with the room and the letter and all of this, like it seems so long ago, far away. All right. They feel you don't have passion for them anymore. That's why they can't feel you anymore. Well, that's what happens, right? When we break bonds. Yeah. They want to let you know that they were deceptive, that there was a deception that, they took part in or they executed in some way. Participated, masterminded, I don't know. Only you know. They were wearing masks. Kabuki dancer. All right, let's see. We're going to take these two. Look, please don't get mad. I'm just the messenger, okay? They want you to let go of control issues. Or they want to control you. Either way, this looks like a wedding to me. And it says retreat. I think that they want to tell you that they got married or something, and you may have this attitude of like, what are you coming to tell me this for? What does this have to do with me? Some people are not well. I told you this person's not well. I don't know the person. You would know them. One more card and then we will wrap it up. Wow. This person's not right, because now they want to tell you, but I love you. I love you and I can't let go of you, but I may have gone on to marry somebody else and you're no longer attracted to me and I did deceive you. Maybe they're trying to tell you that they used to have control issues and they've let them go. And I really don't know. I really get the feeling this person has moved on and married somebody, whether they divorced them or not. They went on to do something else that was pretty darn significant, which everybody, look, you're single. If you're single and this is a love story and you're open to it, you've gone on or you went on to have other relationships, or maybe you got married too. You're right, as a single person, but I can't fight this feeling anymore. Okay, so they've forgotten what they started fighting for. Okay, they don't know what they did. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's too late, baby. Now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. I don't know. This is so stupid. All right, let's see. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you feel like this is just an awesome romantic story. It's just a story, honey. Somebody's selling themselves stories here. One for the road, and then that's it. For the guy clutching the wheel, just like white knuckling it toward you. And it's in the challenge, forgiving and learning. I'm going to tell you, the challenges here look like, I don't know if there is forgiveness here. And I certainly don't know whether someone in this picture learned something about life or not. I love you. Take care.